While many people might think that what makes a man are large muscles or the one with the most charming personality. However, today we will be discussing the actions and a role of a real man with two perspectives.
I don't think males and females are important to the roles of society because both males and females should be treated equally and fairly. Like not like one should be treated like better than the other because both male and female have the responsibility to do their own their own thing. It's like males have males job is to do work and protect the family while the woman helps support the family by taking care of the family and providing things for the family such as food.
So, Regan, you're a Christian, right?
Yeah.
And as a Christian, do you think that, like, how do you view the gender roles? Do you think that men and women have their own functionality or roles, or do you think they're both just equal?
Well, I think that male and woman are equal, created under God's eyes, because a man, to me, a woman is considered a person, and a man shouldn't just use force to make the woman submit to him, because it's not fair for the woman. If if she just keeps submitting and she's not allowed to voice out what she thinks, because she knows even if she thinks that even if she force out, she won't get what she wants, because the man will just always turn her ideas down. So I believe that it must be 50-50 together. A male and female must have an agreement.
Yeah, but don't you think that God created people, male and female, with different traits and abilities? So does that mean that the woman should be submissive to the man? Since maybe a man has more physical abilities or something.
I understand a lot of people think male are superior, but nobody's perfect, and that no matter how good you think you are, there's always someone better than you, and that you know you can't be the best, no matter how hard you try. So you might as well just give up trying.
Okay. So just imagine if you were a man and you were running a family. What if the woman decides to, like, your wife, maybe decides to make a different decision which you strongly don't believe in? What would you do in that situation?
I will first I will listen to what she has to say, and then I'll try to, if I don't like it, I can try to make a compromise. And if it still doesn't work, then then we have to talk it out, because either you are wrong or I'm wrong, or because that you will have your reasons to believe you're right, but I also have mine. So we must compare each other's before we make a decision. Otherwise, it might lead to consequences, such as divorce.
So what type of compromise would you do? Like,
Well, let's say, for example, she wants to buy a new car. I don't want to, because the family car is still working. It's functional. All the buttons are working fine. It hasn't passed the warranty yet. Then if her reasons are because that car is fast, I wouldn't listen to that. I would try to talk it out. If the car maybe is cheap on a huge sale is worth buying, then yeah, we can compromise because it's easier than just saying that, oh, it's fast, it's brand new, it has the new technology, it's an electric motor, it's, it's not worth it.
So, as a Christian, would you um, sort of give your wife the car? Because Jesus was also known for giving people a lot of gifts.
Well, the reason to be together, for, in my perspective, is to make each other happy till the day they die.
But wouldn't giving her the car make her happy?
It will, I'll, it will make her happy, but I can't always satisfy.
Yeah, so it's like a waste of money, right?
It's a waste of money. That's why we have to talk it out. Because first of all, a car needs a lot of money, and I'm sure you know that. And I have a family.
With kids, right?
Yeah, with kids, school fees, electric bills, so many things to pay, even taxes. It's a lot, and now you're telling me we have to squeeze in more money to buy a new car just because it's fast.
So in some way, the woman should submit to the husband sometimes, right? In
Well-
reasonable time.
The woman should submit to a husband to a certain degree. I'm not saying she shouldn't, but sometimes it's best to hear from another perspective before you act.
Okay. So that was very interesting on what you said. And there's another topic that's also widely, very commonly discussed, and it's homosexuality. Whether it should be okay or not to be gay, or whether gay marriage should be legal. So, what do you think about, as a Christian, what do you think about homosexuality or homosexual marriage?
Well, to begin with, the Bible did say God created us to be partners with male and female. The fact that we are abusing our bodies from the Creator, to me, I think is it's just no, can't do that, because God set certain rules among us so we know what's right and wrong. But that now we're now going to let guys and guys,
Women
and women, it can't happen. Like, it's just how would you? Aren't you scared that society will think you're different because you act different?
but Christians act different.
Yes, we act different, but we know. But we know we're doing what's right and what's wrong, and we know that doing right, it doesn't. No one needs to care as long as God's looking. But what when you say sexuality is wrong already at the start, but now you're proving it to everyone, and gay marriage is on the news now, adopting babies, father and father. It's just no. A kid can't grow up with two fathers that has a mother.
Okay. So do you think gay marriage or homosexual marriage should be illegal?
Well,
Like legal? Like should you have the right to be married to another man or another woman?
well, to me, I say you shouldn't, but from what you can tell from God, God wants us to be Christians, but God didn't push us to be Christians.
So you're saying that we shouldn't have the right to be gay. Should we have the right to be gay?
we have the right, but we shouldn't.
So we shouldn't be gay. Right. Other than homosexuality, there's also transgenders. Do you think transgender are wrong? Do you think if people want to be like, let's say a gay man wants to be a woman to fit in society, should he do surgery to become a woman? Transgender? Do you think it should be
No,
legal?
it shouldn't.
Legal?
It shouldn't even be legal.
Why?
You're not. You're pretending. You're now changing your identity. That at the start you were a man, and now you change to something else. Not as something God created you to a specific image, and you just change it. I mean, you can't. You can't do that.
So, if you were gay, what would you do? And you wanted to be Christian, and if you're gay, what would you do?
Well, I wouldn't go and admit that I'm gay, knowing that what I'm already what I'm already at is already a sin. So I won't go around admit it. I should ask for pity, and I should be ashamed. But I know people can change, and that God gave people chances to change.
So you're saying you wouldn't practice?
I wouldn't practice.
Both males and females should have divorced because if they don't get along with each other, then they will have a bad relationship. And if that bad relationship starts to keep going on within their life, then they will start to hurt each other, harm each other, instead of protecting each other and helping each other. Male and female, if they get married with each other, then they should promise each other that they will help and support and take care and do and give the best to each other instead of harming each other, doing things that will disappoint each other and bring sadness to each other's life. Because if it happens that it gives sadness to each other's life every and both male and females don't agree upon that they should keep going on with the relationship, then they should have a divorce instead of keep it going on with the relationship. Which is why I agree on having a divorce if the relationship is really bad.
Okay. So other than homosexuality, there is also divorcing, right?
Yeah.
So when a man and a woman get together for a while, they get married, maybe because of a fight, they start to lose interest in one another, and they issue a divorce. Do you think that's right? Should people be issuing divorces when they don't like each other? Do you think they should maybe if they hate each other? Do you think they should get to still get together as a Christian?
Well, divorce. The Bible did say divorce is also a sin because you're leaving someone who you promised to be, and that's already a lie.
So you think marriage isn't commitment?
But however, it, the the seriousness of divorce varies because if you have a child, then it changes the whole story. Whereas if you're just husband and wife, you don't like each other, arguments, you can have some time away before you guys get back to each other. But a kid learns from the parents, and what you say when he grows up, he will say that to his sons or his daughters. So I'm saying that divorce shouldn't be allowed only when it's the last resort. So where no one can come up with an agreement
But that's what divorces are. Like people give up on their relationship and they don't want to get together again. That's that's
Well,
why
at
they divorce.
first,
But do you think it's right?
it's not right. Divorce should never happen. But
So you should pick
But-
the girl.
when you pick a girl, you should pick her properly. You can't just rush into a relationship and then suddenly leave the girl alone.
So breakups and divorcing. Would you say that it's the same thing, or
Well, those are two different things. Divorce is much more serious than breakup. Breakup is breakup is not a sin unless you promise a girl that
why is okay?
if you promise a girl to be with her forever, then that's a sin because you lied. But then divorce, when you sign that marriage paper, it already confirms you will be with that girl forever until you die and go to heaven. And when you break that promise, it's not it already you not just you commit a sin, you you let your partner down, you let yourself down because you can't fulfill what you promised, and it ruins your reputation.
Okay. So as a Christian, when you get into a relationship with another person and you get married, right? When you have children, but what if the wife, your wife, did something horrible and you hate her a lot for it? Will you divorce her? Like, if the wife did something really, really bad, will you
Well,
still issue a divorce because of the hatred for her?
well, I wouldn't go and just divorce. I mean,
Just
Ah.
imagine maybe she took away all the money in your bank account or something, and you worked really hard for that money. Will you issue a divorce?
I would be really, really mad, but a promise is a promise. Unless if you die, the promise is broken.
Okay. So in that situation, what would you do? Would you talk to her or pray?
Well, I would find somewhere where I could be alone for a few weeks to calm down, think about what happened and why it happened before I make any decisions, or I can just ask a few people on how they feel because so a third perspective person can see both two sides and look for the best way to resolve the conflict. In terms of really separating from her, I can't do that. Even if she hates me, I just have to endure it.
So you're gonna stay with her forever.
Yes.
So one part of divorcing is also when a partner cheats on another partner. Do you think that's right?
As well as oh, I get girls they get bored with their guys after a while and want something exciting, but it shouldn't happen. You promised a guy to be with him forever, and yet you can't. You have to go. You went with another guy in bed. That you should. That's like it shouldn't happen.
Wait.
You can't have someone coming in your relationship, not as a third person.
So you're Christian, right?
Yes.
What if your wife decides to cheat on you? Would you issue a divorce?
Well, I don't. I would be really, really sad that she let me down. But sometimes being a man is that you have to turn a blind eye.
Okay.
what the girl did. No matter what she keeps away from you,
So
you
you would
have to
forgive
turn the
her.
point.
You would forgive her.
I would forgive her, knowing that she'll do it again. But the Bible also said you have to forgive and keep forgiving. It never ends.
So to sum it up, as a Christian, what makes a man? Sum up everything you said. What makes a man?
A man, well, to me, a man is a proper man. Should have honesty, loyalty, respect, humble, and putting people's lives in front of theirs,
So these are all qualities of a Christian. Right?
and knowing what's right and what's wrong, even if it means you have to sacrifice something you love.